Hey guys, welcome to Junction City today. I'm your host, Craig Bielek, just like the words say right there. And I'm joined today by Farrell Lafferty, here to talk about art. We are so excited. Our guest today, I'm going to say your first name. It's Kirsten.
Yes.
But I am not going to take a stab at your last name. And I hope Bill can put it up on camera right now, and then you can say it. Okay, there you go. I'm going to try Kirsten Thies van den Oudenaarde?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Thijs van den Oudenaarde.
Yeah, say it properly.
Kirsten Thijs van den Oudenaarde.
That is awesome. You are from Belgium.
Indeed.
Right. How did you end up in the United States?
I have family here in Ogden. My mom's youngest sister is married to an ex-Air Force guy, and they've been all over the place in Europe. And he's a government worker now, but they moved to Ogden in 2014.
That is a story you'll hear quite often in this area. I'm here because of the Air Force.
Okay.
And my dad was in the Air Force and stationed here, and he met my mother. And so it's very common. But what we really want to talk about is what we're seeing right behind us today. This is your work. Is that correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us a little bit about your work, because your medium appears to be very interesting.
Yes, so I'm an artist from Belgium. My medium is photography, and then more particularly Polaroid.
Polaroids?
Yeah, instant photography. I got into it about 2 years ago, which coincided with my first visit here.
Okay.
And when I visited, we came for 3 weeks, and I took only Polaroid cameras. And the whole road tripping aspect and documenting it with Polaroid was so fantastic.
Really?
That I've been back 4 times since.
But I mean, the wheels are moving in my head here, and I'm thinking the challenges of doing art with a Polaroid, because you really don't have a lot of lens or focus issues or developing. I mean, that sort of takes care of itself. So what's your process?
Well, I have 2 cameras here in front of me. They both use different film. This camera, a very famous camera, Andy Warhol used it as well. It's an SX70. There is new film available for this. So Polaroid stopped making the film in 2009. But luckily some people got together, and it's a very long story, but they managed to reproduce the film. So there is new film for this. It's good. So shooting this is, I wouldn't say easy, but it's pretty straightforward. Once you get into it, you get good images. This, however, is a whole different story. It's a different film. It's a famous peel-apart film. So you basically pull it out, you wait till it develops.
Was that like yours, Farrell? Was that the one you had?
No, I think Farrell's got this one.
This one right here?
Yeah,
okay.
And then you peel it apart. You have a positive and a negative. There is no film being made for this at the moment, so I buy old film. I work with the film that is in here, and I think the film that is up on the photo that's in there, it's expired old Polaroid film.
Oh, wow.
The one in here is from 2009.
Wow.
So that's 9 years old. I think that one was 2004, the one on the screen.
Really?
And it's tricky because you don't know how the film has been affected.
I was just going to ask, is it hit or miss with the film? Sometimes you get great pictures, and other times you get garbage.
Yes, it can be. Sometimes you have to overexpose. Sometimes you have to underexpose. Sometimes bits won't develop, so you miss corners out of a whole film. Like I think on that one on the left side, you can see it. You get, but there's
I thought Farrell said his coffee cup on that right before we came on the air today. I'm glad you pointed that out.
But sometimes it's very artistic and it's perfect. Sometimes it's just completely messed up and you can't do anything with it. But that's what I love about it.
That's the thrill.
Yeah, that's the thrill.
This generation has no clue of the weight that used to be involved in seeing a photograph. And Polaroids were an amazing thing.
But neither did I, because I was shooting digital all the time, and I got so fed up with the perfection that we are constantly chasing, and I felt something was missing. And until I stumbled upon Polaroid, and I shoot roll film as well.
Well, there's something to be said about the unpredictability and
and it's authentic. What I shoot, that's the way it was. I'm not altering it. I'm not retouching it. I'm not making it better or taller or slimmer or whatever. That's the way it is. And with all its imperfections, it's fantastic.
So what kind of subject matter do you prefer? Just whatever strikes your fancy? Or?
I shoot a lot of nudes in nature, actually. So last year I did a trip with an art nude model, and we went around the parks. We traveled for 2 weeks with a tent and a car, and I was basically shooting her in nature. So we were in Capitol Reef, we were all over the place, basically.
Really?
And they're beautiful pictures. Obviously, we can't show them on television.
Well, nudes and natures, you and Farrell finally have something in common.
Yeah, how can I get that gig? I mean, I have this same exact camera. You go on that tour again, let me know. I'm extremely interested.
Exactly. Yeah, well, find yourself a model.
So the contrast between the human form and the harder images of nature? Is that?
Or they blend in with nature, or stuff like that. Wow. People who want to have a look at that kind of work, it's on my Instagram, which is _ Polaroid lives _
Wow.
So there's a mix of landscapes. I have a weakness for the old signs, like signposts from motels and stuff, and Americana. So I've just come back from a 2-week trip. I literally got back yesterday to my family here in Ogden. So I've been road tripping on my own with a tent for 2 weeks. Yeah. I went down to California because it's a bit warmer there. I fell in love with a few places. But yeah, I've been shooting in that valley, in Anza Borrego, by the Salton Sea, Joshua Tree. So and I do lots of landscapes as well.
You need to go up to Brigham Way, the old highway up there. There's a lot of old signs that have
really?
like fruit stands and things like that that have been there for a very long time. Oh, the Rocky Point sign.
How far is that from here?
Oh, it's about 10 miles, something like that.
Really? And okay.
Yeah,
I might do that tomorrow.
There's tons up that way. So.
I fly back on Wednesday morning, but I might definitely do that tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you think the value of art is in our society nowadays? I mean, virtually anyone can take a photograph now. Anyone can make art. It's always been that way, but the medium and the tools and the immediacy have changed. How do you fit in? What is your role?
I think, or I'd like to think, that I make people think about what I show. I think I show them a piece of the world, the places where I go. With this kind of photography, it's slow photography, so I really I catch something the way it is. I don't alter it. I think we are bombarded with all these perfect images, and if I know I'm an insider, I know to what level things are retouched. Every single image that you see in magazines, whether it's food or people or cars, or it is retouched to such a degree that, to me, it's almost not real anymore. And I think with Polaroid, it's the opposite. I show you the way it is, and I think, or I hope that it brings people back down to being more realistic and seeing things for what they are, and not going for that perfection that we are getting so used to.
The beauty in imperfection.
Yeah, absolutely.
The beauty in imperfection.
Absolutely, yeah.
Interesting. You guys need to check out her work, and tell us your website one more time.
It's Instagram. It's _ Polaroid lives _
Wow.
These cameras, I just got to say, I just got to brag a little bit. When I was a kid, my mom had the same exact camera. Right. So when we go on vacation, we have photo albums full of all these old pictures that we're taking. And my sister here last year, she was telling me, because I like to do photography too, she tells me, I have something of mom's that you might like to have. And lo and behold, she pulled out this XS70 camera. I was like, are you kidding me? So I went and bought some film for it. And I learned really fast that it's just not point and shoot. Because you have to make sure
the
your lighting, you have to have a lot of
That's
light.
what I mean by slow photography. When you shoot digital, it's so fast. You and a bit here and a bit there, and you're sure that there's going to be a good one. With this, I mean, the film is so expensive. It's like $20 or $18 for a pack of 8 for 8 pictures. This expired film is even more expensive. So you think about your shots, and you pay attention to the light and your framing, and everything is right, and it slows you really, it slows you down, so you look properly at things as well.
Wow.
It's and you would be surprised, because some people, when they see these cameras, they've never seen them and they think it's something, it is special, but you'd be surprised how many people are shooting Polaroid. I just had an exhibition this weekend in Paris, because I had one in Ogden last year, by the way.
Wow.
Because after my first road trip. But there is such a big community of people who shoot Polaroid, who shoot landscapes or nudes or architecture. You can do emulsion lift transfer, so you can soak it in water and then lift the layer and then put it on stone or glass or aquarelle paper.
I've seen that done too.
You have amazing art that is done with these cameras. And when you think about it, this is a camera from the 60s, I believe. The technology behind it was Edwin Land who came up with this. Is unbelievable, and I wish I could tell you where to find the little film, but the way he made this and calculated how the light comes in and bounces off mirrors, because they're SLRs, there's mirrors inside, you know, it's unbelievable. And there is really a revival, but I think there is a revival of everything analog at the moment.
Sure.
Whether it's recording music and you know,
Farrell's digging out his cassettes, his Wasp.
Cassettes.
He just his Wasp's cassette out.
Yeah. But I have a question on this camera, because you would know, and I've read a little bit, because it's a reflex lens, right? It's got mirrors and stuff in there. Is this one of the first instant cameras where when you look through the viewfinder, you are actually looking through the lens?
A WYSIWYG?
Some of the instant cameras, you have like a little hole you look through.
Yeah.
But with this one, you're actually seeing what's in the lens.
I think it might have been,
Correct?
but I'm actually not sure. I am not sure.
Wow. It seems like I read that somewhere, that this is one of the first
It
instant
might
cameras
be,
where you see what
it
the
is.
lens
You
sees.
should Google it, how it works and how they calculated the light and bouncing, and
It's like the old DSLRs now.
Man, this is the camera could be like a whole other show. Like we could just do a show on the
Sorry.
camera, you know?
I just really like this camera. I
Yeah.
love this thing. It's
It's fantastic.
Yeah. And doesn't it feel also the one thing when you shoot? I know so many people who shoot digital who have never held a print of their own work in their hands, because we keep them on our computer and they take up space, and we post them on our social media. With this, and I'm sure you will agree with me, the feeling when it comes out and you actually hold it and you can say, this is the way it is. It's a snapshot of exactly
the moment.
It is magic. It is magic to hold it and to see it develop in front of you. And
it's magic.
You don't know what you have.
You guys thought we were talking about art? We're talking about magic. We're not talking about art. We're talking about magic here today.
You don't have any idea what your picture's going to be until that 15 or 20 minutes.
And the feeling when it just comes out the way you want it to come out, it's just there's nothing better.
Kirsten, this has been fascinating. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Junction City today. You can find way more out about her on Instagram. See more of her work.
Yeah.
She probably wants your camera. You've probably got one in the basement.
Give
Call
it
her
to
up.
me.
She wants it. No, don't give it to Farrell.
No.
Don't give it to Farrell. Give it to somebody. Give it to somebody that's going to make some nice work out of it. Craig Bielik, Farrell Lafferty, Junction City today. You lucky folks for joining us. See you later.